Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? 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 I am Big Meach, and this here is a Big Meach moment, my darlings. Wait a minute, let me make sure I got the music down so that y'all can hear me. Can you hear me well? I'm sure. Listen, I am here, and I wanted to do this real quickly, honey, because I'm trying to get ready for the donut factory. But it's just been in my heart, and I didn't want to wait until Friday for dishing tea with Big Meach because I think this story is too big, and I know everyone has been giving their perspectives on it and carrying on, and this, that, and the third. However, I really, really, really want to. Hopefully, it is my intention that what I'm about to offer here will give us a glimpse into this story that's really none of our business, but because they've gone public with it, they've allowed us to entertain their lives. Okay, and this here is concerning Monique's eldest son, Shalon Jackson. I don't know if everybody, I'm sure if you have it by now, um I'm sure you'll get around to it. But if you haven't heard, Monique's eldest son, Shalon, has gone and have created a TikTok post, and it's I want to say it's very honest. It's his story. Okay, it's his story. But it's very scathing to the person that we know as Monique. Okay, uh, the entertainer. Now, we know her as Monique the entertainer. He knows her as Monique the mom. Okay, and he's coming from that particular perspective. And I want to share this because I think that we need to look at this and be real with it, and let us remember that everyone is human. Now, I'm going to say some things up in here that may piss you off, but okay, whatever. But at the same time of pissing you off, I want to start off by saying I'm very team Monique. Okay, I'm very know that I stand with her. However, I've always been right fight, wrong tactics with her. Okay. And many of you may say, well, what the hell do you know about? You don't, that's her business, that's her money, and this, that, and the other. But I'm looking at how it unfolds in the media. Okay. And a lot of shit that she did in her fight to be heard, to be exonerated, to be taken seriously. And now that the Club Shay Shay interview is here, okay, and again, she's still calling those names, okay, I want to be very specific here, okay? For starters, I have been saying this for years. I really believe that Monique needs to go to counseling and to therapy because after this Club Shay Shay interview, after being on tour with Cat Williams and carrying on, and she done doubled up. She doubled down on the Monique and Tyler can suck my dick thing. Cause now she done went to no, I'm sorry for telling y'all to just suck my dick. Cause you should have sucked my dick and got the nuts too. So she done doubled down on it. So now she done just added fuel to the fire, all in the name of comedy. That's fine that you're on the stage and carrying on because that's what you want to say. Oh, I'm on the stage, and because I'm on the stage, and this is my set. But you want to mask it as that? Okay, that's cute. Make your coin, lovely. But here is where this is. How many of y'all heard in the interview when she said, when I wanted to go to Hollywood, honey, the only person that I saw on television that looked like me as a fat black girl from Baltimore was Oprah Winfrey. She became her idol, okay? She had become someone that she wanted to look up to. She wanted to pattern herself, that kind of thing. I want to be like her. To get to this point now to where in life you met your hero and your shero, but your hero and your shero has disappointed you, and in this case betrayed you. Okay. So we're dealing with internalized hurt. The little girl in her that believed in this woman to be her hero and her shero have been betrayed by this because, as y'all heard in the Shay Shay interview, excuse me, she has not gotten over the fact that Oprah brought her parents onto that show with her brother. Okay? So we hear this. And in hearing that, this is what makes this a little different, because now that I'm pissed at you, I'm mad at you because she said a while ago that Oprah gave her an apology over at Alfred Woodard's house, but it was a half-ass apology. If you think that I've offended you, then I apologize. Okay? Which happens to be the same apology that her brother who abused her gave her. The same apology. If you think I've done something wrong, then I'm sorry. If you think you've done something wrong and you sexually assaulted me, if you think I did something wrong, what? So that's a trigger, okay? So a lot of what we're going through are trigger factors, okay? Now I'm staying with that story because there's something very important here. She also said on Shay Shay and many other times that before the interview with her brother, that Oprah called her and said, hey, my brother want to come on and this, that, and other, blah, blah, blah. She said they had talked on the phone for about a good hour and they were sharing stories, okay, from sexual abuse survivor to sexual abuse survivor. And she said she shared some very important, sensitive information about why she and her mother they weren't on good terms, while the family, while she was estranged from her mother. Okay, she was estranged from her mother. All right. So now here we are. Okay. So in all of this, we have a number of things here where, as Iyanla Van Zant would say, we see the pathology here. You had childhood trauma and you were estranged from your mother, and now you done met your shero. Your shero has become a disappointment to you, and your shero betrayed you. So now that's an implosion there. That's something that inner child got to handle, because the adult is like, bitch, we could take this to the street. But that inner child is like, oh, wait a minute, how could you do this? Because I wanted to be like you. And now everything is to say, I'm nowhere near this person. I'm nowhere like this. My character is intact. And every time Monique has said that, all of her actions have been to the contrary, which is why those of us who will say, I'm Team Monique, fuck these motherfuckers, don't get why those who say, girl, you doing too much, sit your ass down. It's like, wait a minute. That's why we got this fight. Because everything that you say you didn't want to be like, you are slowly but surely becoming, because you are in desperation of wanting to exonerate yourself. You're fighting, and we get it. Because now on Club Shay Shay, you say that Tyler Perry cost my family, what was it? $20 million. Okay. Because Tyler Perry is the one that said this, that, and the other. That ain't had nothing to do with Oprah. They had nothing to do with Oprah. But you done lumped Oprah in here because you want her to now still be your superhero and come to the rescue to save you. You're still holding out hope to maybe my superhero will come in and if Oprah say this, then this can be. And I want y'all to pay attention to something, because she went on, then her and Sydney then came back, and she went and said, well, Barbara Walters went up, and Barbara Walters said that. Okay, Barbara Walters said, no, that's a lie. She said, well, Barbara Walters has just as much, if not more power than Oprah. So how come it didn't work? If Barbara Walters, who was the white woman, with all this media power, who is the guru, honey, Barbara Walters is Oprah's blueprint. Here, if Barbara Walters was the one to come and went public and said, no, that's a lie, how come we not beyond this point? if it were to work. Huh? That means there's something else, right? And there's something else to this. And that's the part that a lot of folks are not hearing. I don't even think they paid attention to. All right. But that's Mo's story, and it's shaped here because we're still here. Okay? Because we're still here. Now, Yana went public, and I didn't know that Shalon had done the video until after I saw their response to it. Okay. Monique and Sydney responded to the video, and she's asking us to let it play out. Okay. She said, listen, let this play out. And basically what she's saying is, hey, don't jump to conclusions just yet, and this, that, and the other. But here's what we have to look at, people. And I'm hoping that we can hear this and allow this to be, because throughout the years, Monique has said, she used to travel out of town and, would barely make gas money, or, for the little $50 gig or whatever. And then sometimes they didn't get paid. And sometimes the only payment was, well, hell, you get, y'all get the scraps from, or the leftover food or whatever that they didn't sell. And this, that, and other. So you have food to take home to your baby. She has gone, I remember, I'm trying to find this because when Patti LaBelle had Living It Up with Patti LaBelle, y'all remember her show on TV One? Monique was on there, and she talked about how she had to mature as a woman because Shalon's father, now he done got remarried or whatever, or either he remarried, or I'm gonna say his stepmother, for lack of a better term. She was there, to nurture Shalon and carry on when Monique wasn't. So that was the stepmother at the hospital whenever he scraped his knee or this, that, and that. That was the stepmama fixing him the chicken noodle soup and this, that, and the other. That was the stepmama making sure his homework was done. And this, that, and the other. And so she said she had to really, get in check and thank that woman for being there, because she was trying to chase her dreams, okay, and was trying to make a life and this, that, and the other, and blase yakety. All right. Now, I'm saying that to say that's her side of it. But one of the things that we know all the time about children who deal with parents who are not in the home. How many of y'all are in homes where you got two-parent households, but y'all don't know y'all daddy because daddy was always working? He was a weekend dad, right? And even on the weekends, you still don't know him because either he stayed asleep or he had to go run to take care of business, and he come in barking orders and carrying on. You knew that was daddy, but there was no relationship there because he really didn't have time, right? And so y'all grew up, y'all know that's daddy and this, that, and other, but daddy wasn't there. He wasn't not an integral part of my life. Okay, here, oh, excuse me. I got this damn mucus trying to bother up, and I want to get it out, but it's stuck and don't want to move. Here we have someone who's in entertainment. Now, y'all seen many movies where the parent is in entertainment, and then they going to go out because they trying to find their way to get out of the ghetto and carrying on. They're trying to find their way to make it big, but the child suffers. Okay, they missed the birthday. My baby gonna play the tree, and I got to let my baby see me. Okay, there. How many of us have been in those particular situations, and the child feels hurt because I just want to spend time with my mama or my daddy, but you so busy out there because the world needs to know you this way, to where even when we do have time together, I still don't get time because I'm saying mama and they saying, Monique, can we take a picture? And you say, okay, hold on, baby, hold on, just stay right here, don't move. And you take the little picture, thank you, baby, and then, but and the child may be okay with it, but not understanding the child and got selfish because now you interrupted my time. Because I know at any given moment we got to go back home, and then you're gonna put me to bed because you're finna ready to go to the next gig or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, we have a young man who now is a father himself. Okay. And he is saying, I'm estranged from my mother because She was so busy trying to be Monique, she didn't want to be a mother. Now that's his perspective. And that's how he's looking at it because that's all he sees. Okay, yeah, I get I get that you trying to make a life for yourself, but why in the hell did you have kids if you wasn't ready for them? Is the question, right? Why did you have kids and you're not ready? Okay. Then you're gonna pawn me off on somebody else and this, that, and the other when I wanted my mother, but I didn't get my mother. Okay. Now we don't know all the Monique story with her mother, but we do know that they were estranged. And I know in the little bits and pieces that she brought out when she was on when she and Sydney had their open relationship podcast and carrying on, which is still probably up on YouTube and things if you go look at it. She had said, you know, that now, she has started making a little bit of money. Now all of a sudden the family want to do this and the family want this and then they want her to do this. And now it's all about the money and they they're trying to grab at it and carrying on. But they didn't want to believe her when she said her brother was doing this and this, that, and other. They want her to shut her mouth and all of that. So just in those little pieces, she did not feel protected. She did not feel like my mama wanted me. You hear it? Did you hear it? Did you hear? It's the pathology. Iyanla says this all the time. It's the pattern. You're repeating the same pattern, the same pattern. Now let's grab this. He referred to Sydney, because she calls him daddy and carrying on. So in his video, he says, well, she done met her daddy, and married her daddy, had kids for him. Okay. How does that feel abandoned? Because now he get to watch you be a better mother to your other 3 kids than you were to me. How many of us have been there when you have been in families and your parents done got divorced and the other parent that went off done remarried and got a whole new set of kids? And now those kids now get better treatment, they get better presents, they get better birthdays, they get all that. And that's all in my face because y'all got a version of the parent that I don't know. Okay. Now, Monique has gone public with this over the years. She said, God gave me an opportunity to get it right this time, right? Well, okay, that's good for you. But we still got to do this healing over here because Shalon don't hear that. Shalon only sees you wanted those kids. You didn't want me because I was still passed off. Okay. And now at the time where his attitudes and stuff was shaped and this, that, and the other, he come into his own manhood or whatever. Now he's got to deal with this from another level. And coming through his pubescent years of like, okay, what is this? Now they said something that was very important to me in the thing because Sydney wanted to point out the fact that, okay, Shalon, you come to me, and you wanted to call me dad, and I told you no because your father is still in the picture. Your father is your father. Blah, da, 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 da. And I don't think that Sydney heard that. And we probably, most of us in the moment, and I'm going to be very fair to him, because in the moment, we probably didn't hear it. What the actual thing was. I heard it because I'm from the outside and y'all recapping the story. But in that moment of can I call you dad was about trying to feel included. Because why? Because you have my mother's attention. Mama is all into you. She got 3 more kids by you. So what is this? How can I be a part of that? So maybe if I call you daddy, like she calling you daddy, in different context, of course. You know what I'm saying? Maybe then I could have a better relationship with my mother. Or maybe then I could feel like I'm a part of this, okay? But then they sat down and they squashed it because Monique says, the only issue I'm going to take up with you is this. She says, now, you and all this daddy stuff. She said, wait a minute now. Okay, he's always been Uncle Sydney to you all of your life. Before your life even began, he's always been Uncle Sydney to you. Okay, so what is that saying? Now y'all know that Mo and Sydney have been knowing each other since they were in 10th grade. For those of y'all who don't know that, that's how far back their relationship is. They've been best friends and this, that, and the other to each other. And then over the time and this, that, and the other, things happen and it flourished into a healthy marriage and this, that, and the other. Okay. And so now in this instance, it seems as though that at one point in time, Shalon was looking to reach out. I don't know if y'all remember this, but when they had the Monique show, okay, the talk show or whatever, Shalon was one of the producers on the show. And I was like, oh, wow. So, I thought this was going to be a moment, that, okay, he's coming to his adulthood. He's making his own coin. He's able to do this, and they got a relationship. And now, of course, we're not privy to all the insides or whatever. We didn't know what was going on until now. You know what I'm saying? So I read the comments, and I try not to get involved in the comments or whatever, but a lot of folks are very, they're unhealthy in the comments because they're mad at him for having an opinion and voicing it. They mad because, well, why y'all taking this public? This is supposed to be such a private issue. Well, it's public and private because bitches like us who have platforms and bitches like you who like looking at platforms, everybody into it. So if everybody can sit down and post something, we all have this thing. Now, this is the world that we live in. All right. We wasn't happy when we saw it was a movie based on this back in the early 2000s. Before any of this came, did y'all remember that movie with Matthew McConaughey? And he was the one they took the camera around and carrying on and following him. And do y'all remember that movie? That happened, I think, 10 years prior to us having what we call now reality TV. There was a movie out about that. And we were like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I can do that. And now that's all that we are now. Everybody walking around with their phones, ready to be camera ready to take that live shot, ready to go viral. Because we have now learned how to monetize our pain. We learned how to monetize our information. We're trying to be influencers and trying to influence popular culture. But then everybody gets mad because, oh, y'all sharing too much. Oh, that's TMI. That is TMI. And in some cases it is. But there's people out there who want that kind of stuff because they don't know how to handle shit in their own lives. And as we all know, television is a distraction. We all watch TV and sitcoms not to necessarily see ourselves. We want to see somebody else struggling. We want to see somebody else going through bullshit that's not mine. I can take my mind off of me for a minute, kiki over here, then come back and deal with me. You see what I'm saying? So the comments have been kind of brutal and kind of unfair. And I'm going to say they're a little unfair to Monique because they're only hearing it from the point of, oh, you were so wrong. You know how your parenting skills are just so that way. Well, honey, number one, she was a young girl. Okay. I don't know how young she was at the time, but Shalon is now, I think he's in his 30s. So she was in her 20s. Okay. Or younger when she had him. Okay. She's been married 3 times. Now, how many of y'all? She's been married 3 times. Okay. She's been married 3 times, children. All while trying to navigate a career, trying to understand who she is and this, that, and the other. You know, I already heard her say on the Club Shay Shay, honey, sitting there told her that she got friendly pussy. Okay. And this, that, and the other. So we're here and understanding who she is as a woman, trying to take on all of that as a woman. Okay. And navigate all of this. Now I have children in the mix. Okay. Now, Shalon got the struggle of, I'm trying to make it. Okay. Yes, it cost me because it cost me precious time with my child. Because my baby basically don't know me. You know what I'm saying? The last 3, what they got the scandal. See, they born into the fame and the celebrity. So they don't know what it is to have a quote unquote a normal life. Because now they are born and products of celebrity, Monique. They come into the money and the coin and carrying on and all the accolades and this, that, and the other. You know, what most of us would consider to be a privileged life. Okay, y'all got drivers, y'all got cars, okay? You got au pairs and stuff coming in. Y'all getting on private jets and things to go all over the world. because I got an appearance here, or I have an appearance there. Oh, mommy got to do this. Oh, we talking about all this kind of money here. Oh, I'm making $2 million here. Oh, I'm making this guy. See, they come into that. Shalon don't know that life. Because when he was coming up, I got passed on. It wasn't about jumping on the jet with me, honey. You had to pass me. It was either I don't have a car seat and I can't take the baby with me. Okay, because I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money for Pampers or whatever. Here, watch the baby. I'm going to be gone for the weekend. I'll come back. Shalon know that life. You understand? So now two things can be right at the same time because neither one of them are wrong. Neither one of them are wrong in how they see this situation. And that is my message to everybody else. She said, let it play out. I'm going to say, honey, let them do them, because both of them need to go to therapy. Now, here's something I want y'all to get. Because Shalon says, oh, honey, I'm happy. I am content. I have my little one now with this, that, and the other. So in his mind, he's already at a point of, I want to do things better for my child and do things better for mine, what didn't happen for me. Okay. Yes, he acknowledges her as the grandmother, but basically he alluded, he didn't say these words, but he alluded, I really don't want her around my daughter. You know, because we don't have a relationship. Now, coming from personal experience, this is something I had to tell my dad. Now, he didn't listen, but that was his choice. Because I was like, Daddy, you can't be dad anymore. Okay, because my sisters don't know you. They don't know you. I, being the firstborn, I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. Okay, from my experience, they don't know that. And now that they're adult women with children, you can't go playing daddy to them. But you can play granddaddy to their children. Give to their children what you didn't give to them. Daddy heard me, but he chose to do other things. And that's on him. I have no dog in that fight. That's between him, his conscience, and the God of his understanding. Now he has the grandfather experience because, you know, I call her my stepmother, but his long-term girlfriend, who just recently passed about a year ago now, her grandchildren knows my dad as granddad. That's the only grandfather that they know. You understand? Because her husband had passed, the father of her daughter and carrying on. He had long passed. So when she started having children, they only know my dad as granddaddy. Okay, because that's the only one they know. So he has his grandfather experience. And I'm gonna be very honest with this, honey. I know when the first, and it wasn't the baby's fault. It wasn't the baby. I couldn't be mad at the baby, but a baby, when I tell you my face wrinkled and twisted and contorted, okay, when that little baby jumped on my daddy, and she said, "Oh, granddaddy, granddaddy," and she wanted to play. You know how kids do the kid game and make you a jungle gym and crawling all over you and carrying on. And daddy went and threw her up in the air and playing grandpa games and this, that, and the other. And my face, I had to catch myself because I wanted to get upset, but it wasn't my place. Number one, it wasn't my place. I was very protective of my, because I helped my mother raise my kids, my siblings, right? So I call them my kids. So I'm trying to protect my sister daughter, because you need to be doing that with your own damn kids, your own grandkids. The fuck is this? How in the hell, how you don't do this with your own grandkids? That was my thought. I wasn't mad at the baby. The baby do what the baby know how to do. That's all the baby knows. You know what I'm saying? The baby, the baby being the baby. Okay. So, and I'm saying all that because in this instance, that's what we have here. They missed an opportunity, but they didn't hear it at the time. I'm quite sure they didn't hear it at the time. And another thing, why am I sweating? Because I got all this oil on my face. That's why I got oil on my face. I'm, trying to glisten and things, and the oil running. Okay. I'm like, damn. But if you heard Sydney say, Your father is still a part of your life. You can't call me dad and your daddy's still there. That he wanted to be respectful. As a man, respecting another black man, and his role in his son's life. That's very interesting and very pivotal. Now, again, us not being there, we don't know the whole story. I don't know what relationship Sydney had with Shalon or whatever, how those man games that, those things that we do when we need to go through our rites of passage and carrying on to coming from a boy to man and carrying on. I don't know what part Sydney played in that, if any. Okay. But man to man, listening to Shalon was like, hey, you was all into my mama. Okay, yeah, and okay, and I'm putting this together as me listening to this. Most that's always been Uncle Sydney, and I'm taking it to infer Shalon is like, okay, yeah, that's Uncle Sydney, but Uncle Sydney was all into you, all into helping you get to where the fuck you trying to go to. And then all of a sudden y'all fell in love, and now you just started having kids for him. Now you got a whole separate thing. And that's all y'all talk about is those 3 kids. Y'all don't talk about me. You don't talk about me. You talk about the 3 kids. You talk about the twins and you know what I'm saying? So listening to that from that particular perspective, I think a lot of us, if we go back in, those of us who come from broken parents, broken households, or even if you have a 2-parent family, but one of the parents was absent because they was always at work, always on business trips or whatever, always got to cut the deal. You know what I'm saying? You only seen them on the weekends or whatever. And then when you saw them, you only saw them for a couple of hours because they still got to have me time for the couple. Mom and daddy still had to have time to what they do because just like you ain't got time, mama or daddy didn't get time either. So now they're still trying to work on their marriage, work on trying to build the family, work on the vision of what we say we want to do to help the family grow. And yet we're not paying attention to this time here. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got text messages and carrying on, we can FaceTime. Hey, baby, I don't have enough time. I just want to let you know you on my mind. I love you so much. Mwah. Okay? Listen, let me get back to here. But I love you, okay? What you need, throw them a little cash app and carrying on. But then Shalon says something very interesting. He says, why is it that I always got to be ready to come to you? You always want me to come to you. You always want me to come to you. Okay? Now, to be fair, to be completely fair, that particular narrative is always because I'm trying to respect your time. I don't want to come to you and you're not ready, then you throw me and push me away. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come to you and then you attack me because you feel that I'm invading your time. So when you are ready, when you're in the headspace to say, okay, I'm ready to have this conversation, I'm here, baby. I'm ready. I'm always here. You know, and two scenarios can be right at the same time. Because perhaps Shalon is saying, interrupt my day. Be that nagging mom so I can be mad like I want to be mad at my mom, like a teenage boy. Can I have that moment? Okay, if you want to understand a man, honey, heal the bruised and abused child. Heal the wounded boy. If you heal the wounded boy, you're going to get the man, honey, that you need. Perhaps that's what he's saying in this particular instance. You know? And yes, and God help us all. Because we all know that shit is frustrating as hell. Okay? Going through the motions of trying to figure out what the hell you want through osmosis. Okay? Because you don't want to talk. You want to shut down. I'm supposed to already know. What if you know me like you say you do? All that bullshit. Okay? It's frustrating. But at the same time, that's what they want. Because that's the little boy not knowing how to communicate. That's who's doing all that talking. That's who's doing the talking. That's the representative. That's the representative that's there. You know, have you sat down and introduced him to your vegan cooking, Mo? Listen, baby, I want you to be healthy. Let's try a couple of things. Hell, fucking say I'm gonna break my diet and take the baby a cake. When was the last time you had a birthday cake with him and just sit down and had cake and ice cream? Like, listen, baby. You know what I'm saying? Something that's not money. Because he said, no, don't let it be the money that's drawing me. Okay, oh, you trying to do something nice or whatever. You want to, no. He wants time. He wants genuine time. He don't want Mo. He want mom. He want mom. But at this particular point, he's at a place right now to where he doesn't see it mending. So when Mo say let this play out, basically she's saying give us some time, baby, because he's got to come to that point where he heals. And you know when it's going to happen, babies? It's going to happen because he has a daughter. When she gets up in age, about 5, 6, 7, start to question, start to understand. You know what I mean? How can I be protective of my baby girl? You understand? Especially now that her information has gone so public about her sexual assault and carrying on. How do I protect my baby mama? Can I run to my mama and ask my mama? You know what I mean? And not just those who've been mother figures to me, because he got those anyway. They're going to be there. But some of the important stuff is what he's looking for. And from what I'm gleaning, just in listening to this. And again, I'm stressing, we don't know none of this except for what Monique has shared with us. And she's been sharing over the years that her rise to fame came at a cost. And that there is her eldest child and her relationship is not what it ought to be. You understand? So as we go through here, and as y'all start to listen, because you got stuff coming out and this, that, and the other, I felt compelled to come and offer this perspective because both ideas can be right at the same time. Because you have a wounded child who did not know the aspects of what it is to build a career, trying to make it to where I want to have something better in life for my baby. Now that I'm a mother, I don't want my baby struggling like I did. I found a gift. God has gave me a gift to go out here and to bless the world. But now I got to find out how to make it work. And it came at a cost. Came at a real cost. Okay. Now you got the baby saying, I'm a grown man now and I ain't here from that shit. I ain't here because the night said my mama wasn't there. And the only thing you gave me was a fucking race car or whatever the toy was, the latest gadget. Instead of you being there for me. Instead of you being the one helping me with my homework. Instead of you being the one to kiss my boo-boo when I fell off the damn bike or whatever. Instead of you being the one cooking my dinner, whether you burned it or not. Instead of you being there, you pawned me off to somebody else. And now it's too late for you to be mama, because you never was mama. You was big sis. You were trying to be Monique. No, no, you were Nique Parker. How about that? Ooh. So let me leave y'all with that because I got to get ready to go to the donut factory, honey. But that was burning inside me. I'm probably going to say some more coming down the way. But and we talked about the Shay Shay on Dishing Tea last week, and then we end up changing subjects when I had somebody come on and carry on, and the subject got changed. But I think I'm gonna have to go back because there's a couple other things I wanted to bring out in that. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this here because Shalon said something very, very poignant. Just because you're standing in your truth does not mean that you're noble. That is so heartbreakingly profound. And I'm going to say this. Yes, I'm Team Monique. And as loudly as Mo is doing, we're calling out everybody who wronged her, and she's trying to exonerate her name, and she's trying to get her little money back. Now, I won't say little, but I don't mean it trivially. There's a guy who is all on IG, who have been dressing her and this, that, and the third in her, that is saying, Miss Thing, you ain't paid me in 2 years. Okay? I done did this, I done did this, I done did this, I done did this. And he got all the receipts, all the stuff. You know, right when she was losing weight, she got snatched in the cute little outfits and stuff she was wearing and all that. He got all those receipts online on his IG. I can't call his name right now, but y'all go look it up. And he calling her out. And like, okay, Miss Thing, you talking about, you know, the gatekeepers and you know, those who ain't paying what they owe and being paid fairly and all that. That's supposed to be your message. But you got this brother here who's saying that you ain't paid. Now, you done went public about everything else, and you got mad at Oprah because Oprah don't go public about exonerating you. This baby done just called you out. Now, you say a real friend. Now, me and you ain't friends like that, girl. We ain't friends like that. But somebody should have pulled your coattail and be like, listen, bitch, you go make that right. Make it right. It ain't got to be public. If you don't want it to be public, it ain't got to be. But go make that right with that baby. Because he sat up there and dressed you. We got all the receipts of you and all of his lovely garments to carry. Now, honey, now beat that face and all of that. We got all of those receipts when you was losing his weight, when you was exercising and all that. He had you looking damn good, girl. Now he calling you out saying you ain't paid him. Sydney, I'm gonna put your ass on the fire too. Since you the guard dog and the manager and this, that, and the other, I'm gonna put your ass to the fire on that too. Y'all go make that shit right so this boy can stop tarnishing what's left of your reputation. And I'm saying it like that respectfully because your diehards are gonna have your back. But this here is another chip. Shalon coming out like this to put a nail like that to everybody's like, damn, wait a minute, this just blew up. You understand? Because this is coming from the baby. This ain't the Hollywood friends. This ain't Steve. This ain't Cheryl Underwood. This ain't Kim Whitley. And all these kids y'all done called out and carrying on. This that came from the baby. And now the other baby who was working with y'all, who ain't said nothing about whether you're difficult to work with or not. He said y'all ain't paid him. So, honey, the same soup that you serving to the people, bitch, I need you to take a couple of spoonfuls to let me know you ain't poisoning this shit. Come on and sit your ass down here at this table and eat with us. Now, on that note, let me go get my clothes on, y'all. I got to get the hell up out of here. Okay. I'll talk with y'all soon, honey. Okay. Ciao.